Guantanamo. It is promoted by the U.S. government as the cost of fighting terrorism and protecting security. But Amnesty International calls it an open attack on human rights and demands that it be closed. This January, choose justice, choose human rights. Join Amnesty rallies across Canada and online at noexceptions.ca to close Guantanamo. The U.S. government has used creative terms such as stress and duress to camouflage systemic violations of human rights at the Guantanamo detention center, including the use of torture and ill treatment. Together with repeated interrogations and indefinite detention, this adds up to an environment of severe psychological distress. 3 detainees have died at the camp after apparently committing suicide. Some 200 others have gone on prolonged hunger strikes. The U.S. calls and punishes them as the worst of the worst, as if they were guilty. But not one of the prisoners has ever been fairly charged or tried, let alone convicted. In dozens of reports, Amnesty has documented the stories of men and their families torn apart by unlawful incarceration. Moazzam Beg, for example, was unlawfully detained for 3 years, then released without charge. In an interview with Amnesty, he stated, "The biggest suffering everybody has in Guantanamo Bay is the sheer lack of any ability to prove your innocence, because you remain in legal limbo and have no communication at all, no meaningful communication with your family." Many world leaders have spoken out against the abuses at Guantanamo, but sadly the Canadian government has been silent, missing in action. Amnesty International challenges Canada to champion human rights by urging the U.S. government to close Guantanamo. Ultimately, it is up to the U.S. President and Congress, so we call on them to respect human rights, stop torture, and give detainees fair trials or freedom. And as a first step, close Guantanamo. Amnesty also challenges us as citizens. In January and the months that follow, until Guantanamo is shut down, attend rallies that Amnesty is organizing across Canada. Write letters. Do anything you can to convey your revulsion, this stain on the conscience of the world. Check it out and speak out at noexceptions.ca.